Hi guys, and welcome to episode 34 of Today Is To Do. Today we start season 3. Defending champions, we're at home. We're back at the lane. Run the intro.
Finally, it's now time to say farewell to White Hart Lane, the world-famous home of the Spurs.
A minimal shift in sight, but a maximum feeling of loss. The new stadium is already swallowing the old. This ground will soon be gone, but the sounds and the smells and the soul will live on next door. The lane is dead. Long live the lane.
So as always with a new season, we start with the ins and the outs. And I always start with the outs because I think let's get the players out of the way who have left the club before I introduce the players who have come in. Eric Lamela has gone. He was unhappy at the end of last season. He's gone to China for £40 million. I thought it was a good investment, and we have spent that £40 million, hopefully very wisely, but you'll see who that was on in a second. Another player to leave, sadly, was Vincent Janssen. He has gone to Hoffenheim for £7.75 million. We are paying $4,500 of his wages until 2020. Didn't really work out for Vincent. He was on loan last season. I have bought in another striker to replace him. So yeah, Vincent was surplus to requirements. And the next man out the door is Andre Gray. Now, it wasn't my intention to sell him. Sunderland put in an offer of £7.75 million, rising to £10.5 million with add-ons. I thought it was too good a deal to turn down, thinking that we weren't going to get that sort of money next summer. He's 27, he has reached the peak of his powers, so it was a good deal all round to sell. Another player through the exit door is George Kevin Nkudu. Has gone to Montpellier on a permanent transfer. Has already scored 2 goals in their first game in Ligue 1 this year. He was on loan at Wigan last year. Wasn't really in the plans for the coming season, so was let go. And finally for the outs is Daniel Bentley. Another strange one. Wasn't looking to sell him, but did eventually do. You know, he's played for Sunderland already. 25 years old. He was never really going to make the grade, I think, in my team. I have bought in another goalkeeper. I've bought in 2, in fact, to replace him, and you'll see who they are in a second. The first of the new additions is Paco Alcácer from Barcelona. 24 years of age, only scored 5 goals in 20 appearances for Barca, so didn't play. But when you've got Messi, Neymar and Suarez in front of you in the team, you're not going to play that often, are you? Finishing of 15, first touch of 17, pace of 14, taking the place of both Vincent Janssen and Andre Gray. I think he's going to be a sound investment. At £37 million, it's a lot of money. But at the same time, yeah, it's a sound investment, and I'm looking forward to working with him. But he wasn't the biggest acquisition of the summer. The biggest acquisition of the summer is Thomas Lemar from Monaco. Now, I did say that we had spent the Eric Lamela money wisely. We've paid £43 million for Thomas Lemar, so we've spent a little bit more than what Eric Lamela got. But when you think he's 22, Eric Lamela is 26, it's an upgrade. It's a big upgrade. And for the stats he's pulled off so far, as you'll see in the games that I've got to show you, he has already made his mark. So the first of the 2 goalkeepers we've bought in, Kevin Trapp. Now, if you remember very way back when, probably episode 1, episode 2 of this series, I did mention that I'd looked at Kevin Trapp as a backup goalkeeper to replace Michel Vorm before Michel Vorm off. So, PSG put him on the transfer list. I snapped him up. It was a simple decision. He is going to be the number 2 potentially this year. Let's have a look who might be number 3 or number 2, in fact. And the man that might be potentially number 2 or number 3 is Jordan Pickford. Sunderland put him on the transfer list. Can you believe it? So I've snapped him up for £3.6 million. Essentially, Dan Bentley's gone the other way, although it wasn't involved in the same transfer. It was a no-brainer, really. It was an upgraded version. He's only going to be a 3-star player. But when you're back up to Hugo Lloris, it's going to be an interesting fight between he and Trapp to see who gets the number 2 jersey. And at least, if we do have an injury to Hugo Lloris this year, this time we are prepared and have cover. One more to run through after this one. James Bree has been bought in from Aston Villa and has been loaned back to Aston Villa. I was thinking about it quite a lot. He came up on when the scout says, you know, we have a player who might interest you. He did interest me. Judging that Kyle Walker, traitor, and Kieran Trippier are getting on a little bit. This guy is only 20 years of age. He was born in 1997. That makes me feel extremely old. I was 13 in 1997. So he is one for the future for next season. So we will likely lose one of Trippier or Walker. More likely to be Walker, maybe. Don't know. Not sure. We'll see then. And finally, for now at least, because the transfer window is still open, Marcos Rojo has been bought in to play as centre-half. Now, Marcos Rojo was again someone we looked at last season. He went on loan to Valencia instead of coming to us. I went back in again for him this summer. He is now the 4th centre-back. So we've got Toby, Jan, him and George as the 4 centre-backs. Eric Dyer will push forward into the midfield role, but obviously will be available to play centre-half if we need to. So we now have cover in every position, I feel, although the squad may get strengthened still if a decent deal jumps up. So we've played 2 games already. We took part in the Community Shield when we took on Manchester United. Yannick Carrasco and Luke Shaw with both goals for us. Luke Shaw was the man of the match. He had a blinding game. Thomas Lemar with 2 assists as we swept aside Manchester United. Then we took on Norwich at Carrow Road, back in the Premier League, promoted, and they came up against us, the champions, on the opening weekend. 27 shots at goal, 1 for Harry Kane, 1 for Thomas Lemar, a beauty, and an assist for both as well, as we run out comfortable 2-0 winners. It probably should have been more. We're going to have to take our chances against the better teams in this league. But as a starting point for the season, it was a good start. Now, let's take a look at today's opponents, West Bromwich Albion. So, some things change, whilst others remain the same. West Brom are still in the Premier League. As you can see, after week 1, they are top of the league. They are top of the league. Maurizio Pochettino is still in charge. They have made a few acquisitions in the summer. Obviously, Darren Fletcher is still there. So is Johnny Evans. Shane Long is up front for them now. Matt Phillips is still there. Claudio Jacob. Kieran Gibbs has been bought in from Arsenal. But I have picked a familiar face for today's Danger Man. And that familiar face is Jay Rodriguez. Formerly of this parish, although he was only on loan for us for the first half of last season. Scored 1 goal. Can't remember exactly when, but he did score 1 goal. He now made the permanent switch to West Brom from Southampton. Good stats, otherwise he wouldn't have been part of our setup at the start of last season. He will be a danger to watch this afternoon, and we are going to have to watch him very carefully if we are going to take anything from the opening fixture at the new White Hart Lane. Let's have a look at both team lineups. So, let's take a look at the 2 lineups. So we start with Lloris in goal, Walker, Toby, Jan, Luke Shaw, Wanyama, Dele Alli, Lamar, Ericsson, Carrasco, Kane. No Moussa Dembele, he's only just come back from injury. Perotti, Paco, Rojo, Son, Dyer, Rose and Pickford are the substitutes. West Bromwich Albion start with Dillion in goal, Dawson, Lajar, Evans, Gibbs, Fletcher, Jacob, Phillips, Morrison, Rodriguez, and Long up front. So today is just about getting the job done, really. First home game at the new White Hart Lane Stadium. I know it's a year away from being built, but I cannot wait to go back home in real life. It's West Brom to get us underway. Can we get the home campaign off to a winning start? Rodriguez. Long again. Long with a shot off the post. Shaw with the clearance behind for the corner. Jacob. Into Phillips. Oh. And West Brom flying here. Lamar with the corner. Flung in. Dele Alli's in the net. First real opportunity. Dele Alli's first goal of the season. Another assist for Thomas Lamar. I think I'm going to be saying that a lot this season. It's a cracking corner. Whips it in. Ali at the near post. Tottenham in front. He's trying to pass the ball to others. Lamar with the shot. Blocked by Gibbs. And that is half time. Dele Alli's header with the difference so far. Mike Phelan has given the team talk. Let's get cracking with the second half. Dillon with the goal kick. Walker with the header away. Kane flicks it on for Eriksson. Eriksson finds Carrasco. Carrasco finds Kane. I thought that was in. I genuinely thought that was in. It's 63 minutes, so it's time for me to have a look at the substitution. West Brom have been making theirs. Yannick Carrasco is going to be the first change. Perotti is going to come on for him. Right, let's give Paco 25 minutes, shall we? I know the game is not in the bag yet. Eriksson looks for Paco. Should finish that off the top of the bar. Didn't have to hit it so hard. Morrison. Livermore hits on. Rodriguez is on his own at the far post, but he has hit it into the side netting. You can see why he scored once for us. And there it is. Full time. It's a 1-0 win. It's a goal from Dele Alli. I do not care how many we score, as long as we win the game. So the title defence is off to an unbeaten start. We are up to second, but it's only 2 games into the season. There's an awfully long way to go yet. Well, as the start of a title defence goes, I would say that's a fairly decent start. A 2-0 win at Norwich and a 1-0 win over West Brom. It's not been spectacular, but then it doesn't have to be. As long as you win the game, it does not matter. If you have enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you would like to subscribe to the channel and haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button. If you would like to follow me on the social media, Twitter handles above my head. That was episode 34 of Today Is To Do. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.